Hi! Platformers have opened the door to a whole generation of gamers, leading them into the wonderful world of video games. For some, their first game was Super Mario Bros. On Dendy. Others mastered crazy turns with Sonic on Sega Mega Drive, and some struggle to understand how to pass a level when the character runs towards the screen in Crash Bandicoot on the first PlayStation. Thanks to the retro trend and nostalgic indie developers, the genre still maintains its popularity today. As a result, the variety of platformers on PC and consoles continues to delight gamers. In this video, I will talk about the most beautiful ones, starting with Spiritfarer, Farewell. Is a wonderful adventure, a unique blend of genres where every element is done to a high standard. It's always sad to part with friends, especially when you spent a lot of time with them and memories of bright moments are stuck in your head. The game perfectly conveys these sensations, wrapping them in a set of interesting gameplay mechanics that don't let you get bored and encourage you to explore every corner. It's a pity after the credits we also have to say goodbye to her. It's a beautiful story about death and bidding farewell to friends with charming characters, each of whom has their own past that evokes sympathy. Interesting mechanics borrowed from various genres skillfully blend together, and simple minigames make the resource gathering process more enjoyable. You can also highlight the constant emergence of new tasks and entertainments, pleasant visual style, well-implemented local cooperative play. Arise, a simple story. In this game, which begins with the somber moment of the main character's funeral, you delve into his memories of love, traversing through various stages from the initial encounter to difficult partings. It is a straightforward platformer with puzzle elements and a unique time rewind mechanic. Our character can travel back to the past and stop time, adding diversity to the gameplay. The locations, embodying vibrant and dark moments from the hero's life, visually captivate with their beauty, complemented by a magical soundtrack. Despite the simplicity of the gameplay, the game doesn't become monotonous, thanks to diverse challenges on each level. The game will provide you with unique moments, whether it's jumping on cushions, crossing bonfires, or connecting floating platforms in the air. Greak, Memories of Azur. A hand-drawn platformer with Metroidvania elements dedicated to the adventures of two brothers and their sister. Each character possesses unique abilities, and we have to control them alternately to solve puzzles and explore the branching world. The hand-drawn art style is truly stunning, and with animated cutscenes scattered throughout the game, it feels like you're playing a cartoon. Character animations are silky smooth and environments are varied and intricately detailed. However, behind the beautiful visuals, there are quite a few drawbacks, such as problematic character controls and not very well thought out and engaging combat mechanics. The game itself is rather short, but it doesn't have time to become tedious. The Pathless. This is a breathtaking adventure from the creators of Abzu and Journey. An enthralling journey that captivates with its incredible atmosphere and prompts contemplation. At its core, the game features dynamic gameplay and a movement mechanic within a fairly expansive open world. The locations are impressive but far from empty. They are literally filled with interesting places and other secrets waiting to be discovered. Fortunately, the hunter's spirit mask, inherited from her predecessor, allows her to understand where to go even without the help of a map. There are plenty of puzzles in the game. Most of them are not overly difficult, but occasionally you'll need to put some thought into them. Gris. This game tells the story of a girl who has experienced a traumatic event. In her attempt to cope with grief, she finds herself in a surreal, semi-ruined yet still beautiful world, adorned in a dress that grants her special abilities. Despite being a fairly traditional side-scrolling platformer, Gris will amaze you with its fantastic visual style. Its watercolor tones, incredible architectural compositions, and breathtaking views, combined with the extraordinary musical accompaniment, will make you forget that you're playing a typical platformer. Gris uses platformer gameplay as a metaphor. Through jumps and falls, we come to realize the limits of our capabilities. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. The adventures of the Purple Dragon Spyro received a second life with the release of the Reignited Trilogy, which brought the 3 parts of the PlayStation 1 exclusive to PC and significantly improved the graphics. It's a 3-dimensional platformer where you embark on a journey to the Dragon Valley to rescue your brethren. Simple puzzles, collecting various items, and an impressive visual style have helped Spyro gain a wide fan base on PC. And if you played the original games on the PlayStation 1, this is an excellent opportunity to reminisce about childhood. The Last Campfire. This is a charming and cozy game that tells the story of Ember, whose life is filled with curious adventures. The events unfold in a fantastical world where magic holds a special place. Our character sets out in search of their lost family. The gameplay is mainly centered around freeing your fellow beings by completing various, not overly difficult puzzles. The primary goal of the journey is to find and ignite the last campfire. Although you'll encounter different challenges and dangers along the way, thanks to its fairy tale atmosphere and charming characters, the game remains one of the most aesthetically pleasing and soothing adventures in recent years. Unravel. This is a physics-based two-dimensional platformer set in a three-dimensional environment, featuring a character woven from a red thread as its protagonist. The character must use its body in adventures, overcoming various obstacles. The game tells a touching story, touching on themes of self-discovery, hope, and love. The puzzles require considerable thought, and the graphics are undoubtedly pleasing to the eye. In the first part, you'll enjoy a solo adventure, and in Unravel 2, you can share this fate with a friend in cooperative mode. The second part is dedicated to yarn characters, friends embarking on a long journey fraught with trials and difficulties. The characters are connected by a thread which needs to be utilized in numerous puzzles. The game features a simple yet memorable story, captivating characters, and immersive gameplay. Praey for the Gods. An atmospheric action game with survival elements inspired by the console-exclusive Shadow of the Colossus. The story revolves around a girl stranded on a hostile island surrounded by perpetual frost and the undead. However, the main challenge comes from the enormous colossi that the heroine must confront throughout the game. Players can freely explore the expansive world, gather resources, and upgrade equipment. The project's visual style literally makes you feel the cold, and the challenging battles motivate you to learn from your mistakes and become better to defeat the giants. RiME. In this game, we take on the role of a little boy caught in a frightening storm and washed ashore on the mysterious island full of secrets and puzzles. Stunning nature, mysterious ruins, wildlife, and, of course, a vast number of puzzles await us. The game boasts a beautiful visual style and musical accompaniment, with puzzles that are not stressful and are intuitively understandable. For exploration enthusiasts, the developers scattered collectible items throughout the entire island and created many interesting achievements. It's a story about the journey everyone goes through when they have lost someone close. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. The entire game embodies this path. It is not a children's game, though it may seem so at first. RiME is an adventure filled with love and warmth in the beginning and experiencing pain and acceptance in the end. It lingers in the heart forever. At the end of this journey, there is always one thing awaiting us: reconciliation and acceptance. Crash Bandicoot 4. A fantastic continuation of the series of the best platformers. Developers from Toys for Bob returned to the roots, creating a direct sequel to the trilogy with new mechanics, characters, and impressive graphics. The gameplay remains true to the canonical platforming style, but now includes the addition of quantum masks, giving Bandicoot unique abilities and adding diversity to the gameplay. The controls have become more responsive with the introduction of a landing marker, significantly improving the gaming experience. The variety of playable characters, each with unique gameplay, adds extra depth to the game. The levels are beautifully and intricately designed, offering diverse locations ranging from icy landscapes to pirate ships and even dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. Bosses that conclude each dimension offer dynamic and engaging battles. The game also includes various modes for different types of players, including a classic mode with limited lives and a more modern mode with a death counter. Trine 5. Developers continue to enhance the series, offering an even more captivating and challenging experience while remaining true to the roots of the franchise with engaging puzzles and diverse mechanics for each of the 3 unique characters. Compared to its predecessor, the fifth game has not only become more extensive, but also richer in mechanics, providing additional enjoyment. The differences in gameplay for each of the heroes remain a key aspect of the series, offering diverse opportunities for solving puzzles and combating enemies. The cooperative mode remains outstanding, emphasizing the need for teamwork and interaction between characters. New levels and bosses present intriguing challenges, and the visual variety of locations and exquisite art design make the game pleasing to the eye. Ori series. Ori and the Blind Forest became one of the most visually impressive platformers of the decade, thanks to its vibrant colors and intricately detailed landscapes. When other components, such as enchanting music, an intriguing story, and the gameplay itself, are executed at an equally high level, together they create what can be described without exaggeration as a true work of art. Considering all of the above, the release of a sequel was inevitable even if it meant waiting for a whole 5 years. The sequel, titled Ori and the Will of the Wisps, exceeded all fan expectations, making the story of a small yet resilient guardian of the forest whose actions determine the lives of all forest inhabitants by the whims of fate even more captivating. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. This is a spin-off of the Little Big Planet series that tells the adventures of the charming knitted character, Sackboy, whose world is invaded by the dreadful Vex. To stop the villain, the hero must journey through multiple worlds and confront dangerous minions. A new element has been introduced to the game, fist fighting, adding an extra layer of complexity to the gameplay. The graphics have significantly improved, utilizing the capabilities of the new generation consoles, and the effects of DualSense add an extra layer of interest to the game. The music seamlessly fits into the game's atmosphere, creating a pleasant impression. This isometric platformer is worth playing, at the very least, in pairs. Firstly, it's more enjoyable, and secondly, it unlocks unique cooperative levels not available for solo play. The cooperative mode has also evolved, allowing players to toss their allies and incorporate various tools for more engaging interaction. The difficulty of the levels varies, providing players with both challenges and moments of relaxation. Song of Nunu, an adventure game set in the League of Legends universe, telling the tale of a boy and his Yeti friend. Their journey takes them through the snowy expanses of a harsh yet beautiful world, full of dangers and magic. With each step through the snow, the bond between the boy and the Yeti strengthens, unraveling the secrets of their past. Here, we will explore locations, solve puzzles, and overcome various obstacles. The unique game mechanic involves using a flute to play melodies to solve puzzles. Additionally, during this journey, you will encounter many champions from League of Legends. The Talos Principle 2. This is a first-person philosophical puzzle and a walking simulator amidst epic wonders of light. The action unfolds in a post-apocalyptic world where humans have long disappeared. We are tasked with exploring a mysterious structure created by an extinct civilization and uncovering its secrets. By solving numerous complex puzzles, the protagonist learns the history of this world and the philosophy of its creators. The game raises eternal questions about the meaning of existence, the paths of civilization development, and the role of technology. In the end, we must make decisions that will determine the future fate of this world. Overall, the game boasts fresh gameplay mechanics, new hero abilities, and a vast array of puzzles. SpongeBob SquarePants, an adventure platformer based on the popular animated series. SpongeBob and Patrick come into possession of mermaid tears capable of granting wishes. Using them, they accidentally open portals to other dimensions filled with knights, cowboys, pirates, and prehistoric snails. The gameplay remains unchanged from the previous installment. It is a classic arcade platformer where you can defeat sea monsters and jump across various platforms to reach the ultimate goal of each location. Unlike the previous game, only SpongeBob is available as a playable character. Other characters from the animated series remain in the background as victims of circumstances that need to be rescued. We interact with them throughout the storyline or encounter them in minigames. As the story progresses, SpongeBob learns to ride his tongue like a skateboard, surf through the air on a soap bubble, use a cat hook, perform kung fu moves, and more. These skills are not just randomly introduced, they are references to various episodes of the animated series. Bramble, the Mountain King, an adventure game inspired by ancient Scandinavian folklore where players embark on a journey through a dark world as a boy in search of his sister, striving to survive in a perilous environment. This is a true work of art brought to life by creative imagination. It invites players on a captivating journey through numerous stunning and unique locations, each coming to life with splendid detail and atmosphere. At the core of the plot, characters and bosses are motifs from Norse mythology, giving the game a special depth and originality. Boss battles provide a unique challenge, with each adversary requiring a specific approach. Boss encounters become key moments in the player's journey, adding variety and strategic depth to the gameplay. The musical accompaniment enhances the overall atmosphere, making every moment of the game truly unforgettable. All of this together creates a dark yet enchanting fairy tale, full of mysteries and discoveries, shrouded in the myths of ancient Scandinavia. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. We have long awaited the continuation of the Prince of Persia series since the release of The Forgotten Sands in 2010, and finally, our patience has been rewarded. However, this is not the familiar third-person action typical of recent franchise releases. Instead, it is a side-scrolling platformer reminiscent of the earliest entries in the series. The protagonist is a young man named Sargon, and the events of the game take place in the Prince of Persia universe, although it is not a direct prequel or sequel to previous projects. On his journey, the hero will encounter numerous enemies, traps, and puzzles. Overcoming challenges, he will discover remarkable abilities to manipulate time and space. The game is inspired by the Metroidvania genre. Players can freely explore the world, revisiting previously completed locations. By being curious, one can uncover many secrets, side quests, and collectible items. The combat system is based on acrobatics and swordplay. The hero is skilled with a sword, able to execute various attacks, dodges, and blocks. His unique temporal powers allow him to slow down the pace of battle, rewind events, or accelerate the ongoing action. The hero will also unlock special superpowers, providing an advantage in battles against enemies. Planet of Lana. A profoundly beautiful and touching story accompanied by incredible music. The plot is very simple and uncomplicated, perhaps the only drawback of the game. The entire gameplay is built on platforming actions and straightforward puzzles. The visual aspect deserves special attention, numerous beautiful locations that seamlessly transition and immerse players in their atmosphere, enhanced by superb musical accompaniment. In the narrative, years of conflict have disrupted the natural balance on the once idyllic planet, which was once a paradise for humans, flora, and fauna. However, this game is not about war, it's about preserving the planet's original beauty and scenic landscapes. Overall, it's a cozy and delightful adventure that relaxes and provides a plethora of pleasant emotions. Stray, an exciting adventure set in a post-apocalyptic world where humans have long become extinct. Our main hero, a cat miraculously surviving, finds itself in an underground city, discovering a settlement of robots that has been in isolation for a long time. The robots have their own interests, daily life, and a set of rules and laws, violation of which leads to consequences. However, our furry protagonist is not one to shy away, so together with a robot friend, they embark on a rebellious journey to unravel the mysteries of this place. The gameplay features a platformer with elements of action and quests. Players will travel through locations, solve straightforward puzzles, and optionally assist the city's inhabitants. The cat can interact with objects uniquely. Its sharp claws may be useful to break something, while its paws skillfully knock various objects from heights. The game also includes enemies, ensuring a few chase scenes. However, exploration remains a central aspect of the gameplay. The visual aspect is noteworthy. The developers have done an excellent job with lighting, shadows, reflections, and the overall visual style of the game. Jusant is an action puzzle game with a meditative atmosphere that revolves around rock climbing and exploration. Players enter a fascinating world containing an enormous tower comprised of various biomes. The objective is to reach the tower's summit and unveil its secrets. However, it's not as straightforward as it seems. Players will encounter various obstacles and puzzles that demand agility, cleverness, and creativity. Throughout the journey, a small creature accompanies you, capable of awakening nature around you and providing hints. This creature also assists in unraveling the tower's past and the connection between the protagonist and it. The game was developed by the studio Don't Nod, known for projects such as Life is Strange and Vampire. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. An intergalactic adventure where we traverse vibrant worlds and battle villains using Ratchet's insane arsenal. The game combines elements of a platformer and a third-person shooter, alternating between shoot-outs, platform challenges, and puzzles. The story revolves around an evil emperor seeking to conquer interdimensional worlds, providing not only dynamic combat but also dramatic moments, atmospheric humor, and philosophical reflections. Players must team up with diverse characters, including new allies, to prevent the destruction of the dimension. The game features engaging gameplay where an extensive arsenal of weapons allows players to combat enemies in various ways. Diverse worlds, collectible items, and side activities add depth and excitement to the game. That's all. Thank you for watching. The Image Game channel was with you. Have a good day.